Hello, hello. Happy Friday. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Adam is prepping for the playtests that he booked starting next week. This represents the end of checkpoint 2. Well, yeah. There's still a lot that he wanted to do. So it's just a matter of working through as many of those tasks as possible. Yep. Yep. Now, I wrote some things down yesterday. I stopped streaming at like 11:30. I got back to work at probably about 1 o'clock or something. I started using some AI for various things. Something I have learned is that it is very, very bad at coming up with UI for Godot. And I spent a lot. I spent like from 61% down to 39% just trying to get it to make something that it failed at. And I ended up just doing myself. But I hate making UI. So I did it in kind of a subpar way. But I'll show off what I did here. So now we have what is going on. Gotta plug in my controller apparently. Okay, there we go. Hi, cat. Okay, so now we have this thing in the upper left that shows your bombs and how many you have. And it, of course, reflects how many you can use. And if you get the boots and the coin magnet, then it shows those too. Ain't nothing from. Welcome back. So that's nice. It also says press minus for details. This screen is now the same. What I originally tried having AI do was take these slots, make them half size, and put them over there. And it just did not accomplish this task. So I don't know how I'm going to do that better. But we also added the character portrait and the coins showing how many coins you have. I think this looks a lot better. It's, it's probably like 80% of the way toward what I would want. I made a lot of other little changes here. So for example, now you put bombs in front of you rather than on top of you. And they can go into walls. That's totally fine. I don't see a problem with that. Hey, Dorutu, do you have streaming tips? Yeah, I've done a lot of... Let me take a look. Done a lot of like videos or blog posts about this sort of thing. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Yeah, so here is one video. And here is another. There we go. Hey, David. But I think if you're talking about streaming as a development streamer, I think I'd say just start out, see what you think. Because you might not like streaming. And I think a lot of people kind of get into streaming for the wrong reasons. A lot of people think about it like a lottery ticket almost. Like, what if I had thousands of viewers? And then all of a sudden that becomes the goal, is to now like just keep growing and getting more viewers and everything. But it doesn't really happen in science and technology very often. Like the standout people in science and tech who get, more than 1,000 viewers, they did not get their viewership through Twitch usually. They pulled people in from elsewhere. So if you look at the category right now, oh, this is not sorted. The top person has 600 people and they're streaming with Yandex. So perhaps, I mean, this is some like event they're running. I don't think I've seen them streaming before. Then 134. Like that's the drop off. So to be second best in the category now, you need about 100 viewers. And it's like, it's not a lot. It's not enough to sustain yourself off usually. So just be mindful of that. It's not bad to want a lot of viewers. It's not bad to want to make money off of Twitch. It's just not really all that feasible using just Twitch and doing game development. Now, if you're trying to be a gaming streamer or something, I don't have many tips for you there. I mean, there's all the technical stuff that stays the same, like get a good microphone, but it's usually like be good at the game and be entertaining. Okay, so one of the things that I changed yesterday as well is I now put this extra stuff to the left of here in room 4, and I need to test one of these things out. We need to make sure you cannot see the staircase remain there. Yeah, no, it's impossible. You'd fall down. But yeah, I think that's nice what I did there. And I probably made some other changes that I've forgotten. I'm going to just delete this. But yeah, you can see I used 38% of the AI in one day. I think this is pointing to needing an upgrade. In fact, I kind of wanted to write like, I kind of want to write this down. 38%. Yeah, that way I can track how this is going. Hey, Sean. Hey, Stats. Got my corn. Just need to send my key maps. Oh, boy. Yeah. It's a little daunting, huh? Hey, Jerry. Upgrade is so much more money. And can't even use a fraction of it, I found. Yeah, that's how I think it's going to be. Like if I'm using 38% per day, and let's say that's a big day, then I would use 200% in a week, and you get 500% total. So it's like, okay, well, what do you do with the extra? And I want to at least try it for a month because I want to see what I do with that extra. Maybe I do come up with a workflow that helps. Maybe I just reach for it more often, or it provides more value as a result of this. Or when I spent 20% of it yesterday doing something, maybe I kick off many different tasks to try to get it to do this thing, or try out different prompts or something. So I want to at least have some excess for a little bit, and then figure out, all right, is it worth trimming it down? Do I switch models? Do I change providers? Do I buy top up credits? So those are my thoughts. I wrote all this stuff down. I'm probably gonna upgrade at some point. If the cost were $1,000 a month, I probably wouldn't do it. But it's $100 a month. It's probably worth trying. I can always downgrade. Yeah, I want to see how it benefits me. So what I'm going to do is burn through my manual resets. I've got 3 of them left. So they're all done as of August 12th. And there'll probably be more resets in between now and then because they've been doing them very frequently. Average interval between them has been about 9 days. So like this plan will probably be fine for a bit longer. And yeah, then we'll see. Anyway, as a result, we'll probably use AI quite a lot today because I have a reset coming up in 2 days and I have no other way to use this stuff. So this is done. This is something we got to think about soon. I want to go add the music track that I was working on yesterday. I spent some more time working on this yesterday too. We'll listen to this in the context of the game pretty soon. Hey, DevZone. Are you thinking about this like an extra employee with AI, cheap worker? Not really. I mean, it's kind of similar in that it is cheap and it's doing work for me, but I guess that's a framing that I'm not thinking about it through. Because you could kind of look at this as like your IDE is a cheap worker too, right? Like you would have had to do refactorings and you would have had to autocomplete your own code and whatever else. And it's like, yeah, but I just look at it like a tool. All right, music, Dungeon Racer. I'm keeping this with the same name, Got to Go Fast. It's the play on the Sonic Gotta Go Fast, and it's just the second iteration that I did of this. So we want to add this in. Yeah, let's do this. What's happening here? There we go. All right, Got to Go Fast. So when switching from when the Dungeon Racer subgame becomes, I guess this, when you fall for the first time in the Dungeon Racer subgame in room 4, it should switch from playing the music that it currently does to playing Got to Go Fast on loop. Resetting the run should not restart the music. What's the track that plays now? Intro theme. Intro theme should never play again. All right, let's do that. More like a subscription to a tool then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think part of the reason why is it hasn't really replaced any role for me. Like it's not like, oh, I had an artist and now I'm paying AI and I'm getting all the artwork or something. If that were the case, it might have felt like, oh yeah, I hired a cheap worker, but it's just helping me with my work. Okay, so we're working on this right now. The next thing I want to do is add in the end of the dungeon. When you've gone through, say, 30 rooms, we should generate a predetermined end. We may want a coin minimum so it feels more endless than it is. Perhaps you add some broken power-ups to make it even easier to get coins. Maybe coin magnet can make it so the base is breaking more coins. Maybe you need to get at least 300 and complete 5 rooms, and the game will show the ending corridor. I don't know how to balance this because I haven't had anyone else test this, and I've now played it for so much that it's much easier for me. Yeah, I mean, I like this idea, and we can make the end and then figure out how we get to it later. So, end of the dungeon. I like the idea that I have, but I don't know how we'll trigger it. I want it to be based on coins so that you don't just, like, you don't scrape your way through, say, 20 rooms and then end the game. This way you would have to collect coins and get a little better at the game. Yeah, I like that idea. So we require you to have like 300, 400 coins. I guess the problem is that we don't tell you this. So we, at some point, we probably just need to force you to get these coins. So we probably need to add more power-ups to make it easier to get them. Or maybe treasure chests eventually they'll just spawn 300 coins at once. So there's no way you could mess it up. Yeah, that's probably how we do this. So I like this idea. Once you've gotten at least 400 coins and go through 2 to 3 rooms. How about this? Once you've gone through 2 to 3 rooms in a row without your coin count dropping below 400, we spawn the end. Once it's spawned, we stop spawning new pieces altogether. Also, I guess the floor wouldn't fall anymore. Unless you fall. I guess you could still fall. Well, there are two reasons that coins are needed. One is to increase your speed so you don't lose. And the other is to meet a hidden goal so that you can win. And this one's obvious and makes you want coins already, but this one's not obvious. Yeah. But yeah, I like this idea. And then we do need to, without power-ups like this, it may be too hard for some players to get to 400 coins. We should also probably make chests drop like 5 to 10 more coins each time they're opened. That way you're practically forced to get enough coins. And then remove the coin limit. Maybe what happens is when you fall from... No, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, what does reset your coins? Did I ever talk about this? Or maybe they don't reset? Move the coin limit, and maybe falling from the floor above knocks coins out of you if you have more, or knocks like 100 coins out of you if you have more than 200. Okay, I like this idea. Does the following based on your coins. More than 200 knocks 100 coins out of you. 100 to 200, nothing. And less than 100 gives you coins such that you have at least 100. Yeah, that could work. Time to mow the lawn. Take care, Jerry. You have spent all of your wealth, or possibly most of your wealth, or possibly only a tiny fraction of it. All right, so this is probably done because this was not very hard to do, right? Normal runs begin with intro theme. First fall switches to looping this. Subsequent falls leave the music playing. Endless mode re-entry starts with the fast theme. The intro does not return. Okay, let's try this. This is really, really simple. Yeah. But I want to hear it in the game. I haven't actually ever listened to this myself. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's too loud. Is that loud for you guys? Yes. Okay, let's fix that. Let's fix that. Wait, what? Why did this get modified if it didn't? There's an audio stream here, but it's not actually used for anything. You can put 2. No, we do it the opposite direction. Start fast music. All right, let's go take a look at this. No, we do change this stream. What's going on? This is set to the intro theme. Why do I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, I see. We put the fast music here. This is stupid. Yeah. Hey, Mystic Soda. Yeah, sounds like the normal sound volume. Yeah. Okay, so there's no need to export fast music. We can just load it when the game loads. And I want the fast music to play at like 70% volume, 50% volume. I wonder if I'd given the same task to high, how it would have done this. I gave it to medium. I mean, I could just try giving it to high, but I don't care that much right now. This cat is warming my lap too much. Starting to sweat over here. You're too warm, cat. You're too warm. I took a shower just before the stream, as I normally do. It raises my body temperature. And the cat comes over here, like 400 degrees. All right. Yeah, so is there anything else that I had from here? I don't think so. So coin magnet could make it so vases break into more coins. We need to get this. I think we wrote all this down already. Should be a very long corridor with tons of multicolored coins meant to more than max out your coin meter. There are lots of boost pads. Maybe we raise the max speed just for that segment. Yeah, this should be done now. Loaded through that. It doesn't need to be in the resource cache. Removed and exported fast music property. Plays at 50%. Yeah, so let's go change this before I forget. Resource loader. Because we'll only ever load this the one time. All right, so now hopefully it's not, eardrum piercing. Okay, now I think it's maybe too quiet. Let's listen to how it sounds compared to this. The bomb fuse is too loud. Okay, so I want it to be a little bit louder than this. Fast music volume should be 0.6 maybe. And then I also only want it to play after the fade out. Instead of playing, where is this? Fast music. This is called where exactly? In init and in on player caught. Hang on one second. All right, I am back. Isn't there a slider for the volumes in the settings? There is, but that's for everything. I just wanted to change it for this one track. Hey, Life's Faded. Okay, so where do I do this? Over here, yeah. Instead of playing the fast music from on player caught, I wanted to play after the endless dungeon fades back in. The intro music should stop as soon as you fall, though. Yeah. Hey, Steady Motion. Yeah, sure. And hey, Ninja. Won a table tennis tournament. That's great. Congratulations. Let me show the game. Actually, I'm gonna wait for this to be done and then I'll show the game. But yeah, we've been working on Stuck in a Broken tutorial for about 4 months. Yeah, in a week it'll be 4 months. Okay, cool. This is done. Yeah, so let's show this. Hang on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so yeah, let me show this game off. Okay, so yeah, this is Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. You are going through a series. Let me randomize my colors here. Let's go with that. Okay, you're going through a series of games, and they're all kind of in the tutorial phase. I got to make it more apparent that they're all tutorials. This one's more obvious because there's some text in the background saying like, hey, press R in the air to dash. And you do that, and it does what you'd expect. But yeah, they're all broken in some way. This one's a very apparent way that it's broken. You just fall through the world. There is no environment anymore. And this is how you'll progress through the game, is like, okay, I see, it's not like a normal game. So where do we go to next? And you'll work your way through a bunch of different games. We've got a lot listed here, but the one we've been working on lately has been this one. So we are testing out the music for this one. This one starts as a Zelda style game, and you work your way through a dungeon, and there are these like mini puzzles. It's just to make you think it's going to be a Zelda game, but it's not really. I should probably put this gate here so that you can see that it descends. All right, so we want to listen to the sound transition here. Yeah, I think I want it to fade in. I think it should be a little bit louder than even this. Oh yeah, I added these pillars to the treasure room. I forgot about that. Just a nice little touch for when you enter. No. All right, whatever. Yeah, this is feeling good. Hey, Dead Walking. Yeah, I made a lot of progress for sure. Yeah. Did it loop? I don't think it looped. Oh, it did. I think there might just be some dead time at the end. All right, so I want to raise it a little bit more, and I want it to fade in. So fast music volume, maybe 0.7. And instead of immediately playing the fast music after falling, make it fade in. I have other code that does this that you can consult for the how. Thanks, Steady Motion. Yeah. And I think I saw you followed yesterday. Thanks for that too. All right, so I churned through as much of this list as I could yesterday. We're practically down to the end of it. I mean, the end of the important stuff. Then we have cleanup and polish stuff to do. And I think we'll spend some amount of time on just this game today, but then I want to focus on the story progression as well. Because we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to finish some coding stuff, and then Thursday to work on the music a little bit more. And then that's it. Thursday, I have a playtest session. Friday, I have a playtest session. I think I have one on Saturday. I don't recall. And then another one the next Tuesday and another one the next Thursday, I think. So I wanted 5 playtesters at least, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if they say the game's fun or what needs to be done. Then we're going to enter a large stabilization phase where I'm going to finally set up a Steam page for this. And I am going to probably work on some marketing, some like building, I don't know, just a lot of different things. Having it play the game. No, I'm having it help with coding the game. Fades in over 2 seconds after the endless dungeon finishes fading in. Uses the same linear volume tween pattern. I don't know about 2 seconds, but let's listen. See what this sounds like. Yeah, this is purely just based on feeling. So this is the level of volume we have so far. And that's fine. Yeah, 2 seconds, it's too much. Whoops. Knocking stuff off my desk. All right, where's the fade time? Here it is. Maybe 1.25. It doesn't need to be a lot. But it just shouldn't be abrupt, that's all. Maybe even 1 second is fine. At least more than an adjustment from speakers. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're just doing some very basics here to try to get it, like, you know, decent at first. I do think I want to lower the fuse sound. Yeah, let's do that before I forget. All sound data, fuse, volume 0.85. It's just a little too loud. All right, so we get to, whoops, we get to room 4. No, yeah, this is too long. 0.5. Let's do that. Yeah. Most fade-ins that I have are about half a second or a quarter of a second anyway. This probably fits a little bit better. Okay, no. I want it to be like 0.2 seconds. I want it to be some amount of fade in, but I don't want it to ruin the the drum track coming in. I have drastically lowered this from when I first talked about it. Oops. No, it just sounds bad. Yeah, it just sounds bad. Or maybe we don't fade it from 0. Maybe we fade it from, this is a percentage, right? Yeah, so maybe we fade it from like 50%. That could work. The fuse does sound better, by the way. Well, it's hardly even noticeable that it's fading now. Probably pointless to do it at all. Yeah, probably pointless. Or maybe we keep it how it is. I gotta improve the sword swings. It's so cool. There's so much that's cool about this game. Yeah, volume level on the music I think is fine. Nice. Yeah, it should repeat and just doesn't. We'll change that later, I think. How dare you, zombie. This does feel pretty good. I mean, you can go pretty fast in this game. So yeah, once you get to 400 coins is when we want to spawn the ending. I haven't coded this yet. So this is all pointless what I'm doing right now. There's also no real reason for you to stop and fight enemies. But I think enough people will try it anyway. Okay, let's stop this. Hey, Breppa. Welcome in. I am working on a game that I've been developing for the last 4 months or so called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And we are going to be making some progress on it today. I said I wanted to fix those sword animations, right? Where is that? Yes, this. And we might want to try allowing you to move, but let's start by just extending the sword animations. Let me check this in first. This is lower bomb fuse sound. I mean, this can be checked in on its own. Lower bomb fuse sound. Oh, whoops. I need to check that in as well. All right, so the rest of this is all just controlling music, right? Yep, yep. This is curious. Why do we need this here? That's fine. Yeah, I guess that's fine. That's fine. All right, this is good. I kind of want there to be a, like, maybe an audio player extension. I'll have to do this afterward. Make an audio player stream extension for creating a tween and changing volume either by percent or decibel. Yeah, we're not doing that right this second, but pretty soon. All right, so I looked through all this, right? Yeah. Then we have the scene itself, which got rid of autoplay on the music player. That sounds not so smart to me. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I'm playing it through code. And then we have the music itself. Yeah. Which, did I mess up? What happened here? Why is there silence at the end? I mean, let's just trim this out. Yeah, so I just delete this. Can you make it loop in here? I've never actually tried this. Yeah, it's probably gonna sound weird. How do you make a loop? Audacity loop playback. You can loop play, but by making a selection and invoking the loop play. Okay. Where's loop play? If it gets to the, does it just repeat itself? No. There's some way to do this. How do you do this? Set loop to selection. Enable looping. Oh, I think you don't even need this anymore. No, you do. Oh my god. How do you do this? Okay, there we go. That's what we need to change. How do you... Ah, got it. Nice. Now I just got to zoom way out so I can do this like so. All right, now let's listen. Yeah, so now it's a little bit messed up, but this isn't the final track anyway, so we probably just say that's good enough. Yeah, that's fine. It's just a little glitch. If this were the final track, I would not be okay with that, but it doesn't matter. So export. I don't know where that just put it. Because it did not ask me if I wanted to overwrite. It's in sounds. Yeah, it's not supposed to be in sounds. It's supposed to be in music. Yeah, here it is. So copy this, delete. Oh, that might have messed up. Oh, nice. So it should be like 116 now. 114. Yep, that's probably fine. And we click over here and we should be good. Okay, cool. So add fast dungeon runner music or dungeon racer music. This isn't finished, but I wanted to get a feel for what it sounds like in the game. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. It's a good sign. You have to stop yourself. Yeah. Yeah. It's really fun playtesting this specific game. Build all that yourself. Not entirely myself, no. So I don't do any of the artwork. I did the music, the game design, and a lot of the development. The world has mostly been made by Darkstorm. A lot of the art was asset packs on Itch, and then Quickie Joe filling in the rest. And there's a guy named Kevin who's been helping out a little bit. So for example, like if we go into this game, I did not, let me mute this. I did not make the environment, neither the artwork nor actually like placing these tiles. But it looks better than what I would have done. But I did make the music. I think we do need to start you out moving a little bit faster. Yeah, this is painful. Oh, there's another thing we're gonna have to change before the end of next week. All right, so that's been checked in. Let's go do this next thing here. This one I will set to high. And we'll do this in a work tree running off Dungeon Racer. So there are a few places where I tween the volume of an audio player. I think these functions belong in an audio player extensions. Is that what it's called? Audio stream player extensions, probably. Move them there. Make that file, make the functions, and refactor the code. Yeah. All right, so that doesn't really matter. We got this. This is done. All right, so sword fun. Let's go do this. This, we just go into here, go to the dungeon player, and change the hitbox on the sword. I want to make this a little bit more forgiving. So if I zoom in over here, you can see this is the first frame of the hitbox. Actually, that's it. It's just that. No, there are two. Oh, I'm not aligned here. How do we align ourselves? What is this? 0.1282. Okay, let's just turn this off. No, that's not what it does. It's this one. There we go. Okay, yeah. So here's the first one. Is there a way to align ourselves here? Can I set this like this? No. Oh man, are you kidding me? If I change this, this is gonna be a problem. Oh wait, FPS? I don't know what FPS this actually is. Because it's not, yeah, it's not perfect. Hey, Pickle. I guess let's turn this off. Oh wait, no. Apply snapping to select a key. Can you just have it? Can you have it snap to where the keyframes are? How do you do this? How do you do this? Oh, I see. Selected thing means if you're moving these around. There's got to be a, like, there's got to be a way. Gotta be a way to just go to the next keyframe, right? Go to next step, command right. Go to next keyframe. No, there it is. Option Shift D. There we go. Okay. That's pretty helpful. All right, that's what I think we want to do. Wondering how you were opening a specific tab in browser. Understood you were using Chrome, which is as a web API access type of things. No, nice. Yeah, I'm glad. The only tab I ever go to, though, specifically is this. Everything else, I just go to Chrome, and it just opens to where my last tab was. Oh, wait. No, I see what you're talking about. That's not a hammer spoon thing. Me going to, like, tab 1, 2, or 3. That's just command 1, 2, and 3. And that should be built into basically every browser, or at least the ability to set those shortcuts, because it's just such a common thing. All right, so Alt, Shift, A, and D. Let's write this down in here. General tips, hotkeys, Alt, Shift, A, or D. Go to prior/next keyframe. Ah, I see. Yep. Yeah, it's super helpful, right? So now you've gotten slice and dice and going to specific tabs. The value. All right, so now we actually do the work that I wanted to do, which is to change the sword hitbox collision shape to be just a little bit nicer to the player. Maybe we expand it by this much even, just to see, is that decent? So now we set the size and the position, and then do the same thing here. So Alt-Shift-D. Yeah, so what I think is we should probably make this expand up like that even, and maybe another little bit in front. It's going to be really hard testing this because it's only really changing by like a pixel here. But whatever. I got to do this a bunch of times, by the way, which is rather unfortunate. Oh, interesting. Did I mess that up on the prior one? No, disabling this might have just been wrong. Hold on a second. What is this? Times 0. That's not even possible. Yeah, that's not even possible. What? Oh my god, is it because I'm modifying the dummy player? No, it still says 0. Something's going wrong right now. This says it's times 0. This is of the selected keyframe, which is definitely not at 0. And none of this stuff is. Yeah, I don't know what caused that to happen. I probably need to like save and reload this. You're influencing me so much. Hey Serena, how you doing? Are you using a Godot MCP to allow codecs to help with the code, or is it a different workflow? No, I'm just using straight up codecs. A lot of times there are scene files that are easy enough for it to work with. For example, it might see this here and then say like, oh, okay, I understand what all this means. They're semantically written. But what I found is that it's really bad at making UI, at least convincing UI. It's not like web dev. I wonder if web dev would be easier. I don't know what to do about this. Maybe I just reload it and it'll be fine. Yeah, let's try this. So if I click this, yeah, now it's correct. Now it's not showing 0 anymore. So I don't know what happened there. But the reason I want to look at this is to make sure that these are all lined up, because it doesn't look like it's lined up for the next attack. Is it? No, it is. Is it always? Dungeon player TSCN. What is it even called? Disabled? Yeah, there should be times though up here. Times, here we go. So I want to look through, let's just select them all. All right, so here are all of the times that we have. I don't care about the ones that are just zeros. What I want to make sure is that this number, 0.128205, is what always shows everywhere. And it's true up until here, but this is probably not attack animations anymore. So yeah, I think we're fine. All right, I think Godot just kind of bugged out for a second. There are actually 2 places where they don't show, right? Like if I select the whole line, it makes it more obvious. No, 4 places. That might be okay. I don't know what those are exactly. Let's search for them. It is... No, this is wrong, right? What is the track called? Attack 2 down. Is this wrong? Attack 2 down. No, it's just cut in half. Although it doesn't align with the frame. Maybe it is wrong. Oh man, your proof. Hey, Believe the proof was about Tim. You could fudge that proof unless I'm in the stream at the same time. No, but I'm glad you're here. It doesn't matter how much you show up to someone else's stream or don't show up. 0.641. Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't understand. Something seems wrong about this. Maybe what I'm not understanding is how it moves between keyframes. There are 4 on the same spot. So when I do this, 1, 2, 3, yeah, it just does it twice and then it moves on. Yeah, I don't get how this works. Maybe it's just these nodes, these specific ones. In which case, then if I go backward, no, it doesn't wrap around. Yeah, happy Friday. Yeah, I'm hoping to get through a bunch of the remaining Dungeon Racer tasks that we have. And this is one of them, and this is just incredibly tedious, but we got to do it. So I increase the size of this, I increase the size of this. That one's done. Now we go do it for left. All right, so I guess we're going to do it the same way. Whoa, that is huge. No, 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 no. I want to do it by like a pixel. I'm just trying to make this slightly more generous for the player. So there we go. And then we navigate over to here. And yeah, same deal. We expand this out a little bit in that direction, a little bit in this direction, and a little bit in this direction. Okay, cool. Now we got to do this 6 more times. Fun, right? This is game dev, everybody. You can't say you didn't sign up for this. You're here in this channel. You're forced to watch. We could actually extend this backward too. I'm not being incredibly consistent with this. There's probably some like slightly different shapes as I go through here. I don't really care. Any additional pixels that I add is a benefit for the player because it means that they're hurting things from farther away. If there was some like electrical enemy and you zapped yourself when you struck them with your sword, then you could argue that this is potentially hurting them a little bit, but even then, not really. Zelda had those enemies. They look like whales. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Those green things? In A Link to the Past? They were kind of in the early game. Yeah, they do. Walking uvulas. All right, we got 3 more of these. At least it's going a little bit faster now that I know the shortcut and also what to expect. There we go. Let's just expand this here, 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 and here. By the way, for workflows like this, where I'm like, oh, hey, I want to expand it by 1 pixel in every direction, which I only realized I wanted to do halfway through. It would not have been worth writing a tool to do this. Just some one-off bespoke tool. But now you could give this task to AI and you could just say, yeah, expand it in 1 pixel in every direction by 1 pixel. But like I said, I didn't even realize I want to do that till halfway through and now it's not worth it. All right, this is the final one. And then we're going to test it, but we're not going to notice any difference because it's 1 pixel. All right, so if I go look through all the animations now. Yeah, all right, let's try it. It should help me kill slimes, I think. And maybe zombies. I'm purposely swinging too soon. Oh. Hey, you little jerk. Okay, the skeletons are very tough. I only have, I think, exactly 2. And they hit me more times than any other enemy, probably. Yeah, this, I think it's better. It's sort of hard to tell. And I haven't come across a single slime, have I? Show me the slimes. There are the slimes. Yeah, I think it's better. I mean, I guess the easier way to test would have just been to go over to here, where there are lots of slimes. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was more generous. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I said I would move that gate. We got to move the gate. Move gate in room 2. All right, let's go check this in. It's just a bunch of numbers changing. This won't mean anything to me. Yeah. Make more generous sword hitboxes. I expanded them by roughly 1 pixel in each direction. This should make it feel slightly better to swing your sword. All right, now we go take a look at this. Where'd it go? Here. All right, so commit this. And we'll go check this out. That clay break sounds amazing. Hey, Pretzel. The Torre. All right, tween volume. This is target linear volume. And then tween volume to and from. And we only ever do this with linear to decibel and not decibel to linear. That probably makes sense. Because we don't think in decibels, do we? We think in terms of that's too loud or that's too quiet. Yeah, this looks pretty good. And you can pass in an existing tween? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is a slight code improvement. How many lines of code did we remove from here? 11. All right, nice. This is what made me realize we even want to make this code improvement. And this got rid of 1 line. I mean, obviously we're not, we're just refactoring here. So we moved the line somewhere else, but those lines make more sense where they ended up. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, cool. Refactor out music extensions or music player, audio player extensions. These are for adjusting the volume. We should probably quickly test this. It's in the farming game, the platformer game. Where does it happen in the platformer? Oh, when you fall down. And where does it happen in the farming game? When you go to sleep? Is this sleeping? This is not even the farming game. Set music level based on zone. Oh, if you're inside or outside the house. Okay, so we gotta fall down in the farming or in the platform game. We gotta go inside the house in the farming game, and we need to blow up the wall in the dungeon game. Yeah. Let's go try all those. All right, so first one, platformer, before fall, we just fall down. Music fades out. And... Yep, it sounded fine. Okay, now we go to the, to the farming game. And now when you go in that house, it should lower the volume. Then it should raise it again. Yeah. And then in the dungeon game, we go to room 4. This one's going to be very subtle, but it's going to fade in after we fall. Yeah, it's over 0.2 seconds, so it's not even really noticeable. But yeah, feels good. Cool. Come in. Hey, Magnus. All right, move gate in room 2. So this is done. We're going to keep it like that for now. Move gate in room 2. Room 2. Yeah, so the problem is that the camera's zoomed in like maybe that much, and there's a switch there. When you press that switch, you don't get the satisfaction of seeing what it does because the gate that it controls is just barely off screen. So we're just going to move this to the side a little bit. It's a very, very simple change. Collapsible wall 2 is what that's called. So we'll put this here and then delete the wall and put it over there. There, that's it. Let's see if that feels better. So that one you can see. That's fine. Yeah. I'm blocking it with my camera, but it's right where in the center of the circle. Let's turn off the camera for a second. So yeah, you can at least notice it. It doesn't need to be super obvious. Move collapsible wall. In room 2, the camera wouldn't show the effect of pressing the second switch or second pressure plate. Now you can see both at the same time. Yeah. Streamers will thank me later. All right, so now we're at the end of the dungeon thing. So once you've gone through 2 to 3 rooms in a row without your coin count dropping below 400, we spawn the end. Once it's spawned, we stop spawning new pieces altogether. Okay, so we got to go make the end piece. This is going to be kind of intense, I think. Dungeon end piece. There has been. All right, let's call it dungeon end piece now. All right, this is going to be a very, very long, like at least this big piece that has a lot of boost pads, a lot of coins. And maybe we apply motion blur as you blast through this. Boost pads, raise the max speed just for that segment. Then culminate in a blinding white light emanating from the right side of the screen. Well, can't really emanate from the right side of the screen. You'd be... How would this work? It just fades to white. Then it fades the whole screen to white. Haven't been on Twitch for years now. I remember you and some other channels from Software and Game Dev got me into studying CS. Oh, nice. Yeah. So how did all that go? Are you currently studying? Are you done? Did you get a job? Because yeah, I made Botland over the course of 5 years, and that was long enough for some people to get degrees, and they did. And then for the people who had just started during that time, they came back sometimes years after and be like, hey, I got a job. I'm working here now. It's cool to see. It's like students coming back to a classroom. Okay. So this is going to enter the same way that everything else does. I think I kind of want this to be a narrow corridor, or at least like this is the maximum height that I probably want it to be. And I don't think there should be any obstacles. So let's do this. Yeah, there's no room exit that's really needed. We also need to stop generating pieces. Did I write that down? Yeah, I did write that down. Graduated this summer, started my PhD. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, awesome. How long is the PhD program there? I don't know where here is. I have to go back and play it. See how the community is holding up. Oh my god. All right, we're going to make this really, really, really big. Actually, we could have it go up and down a little bit. I don't want there to be anything that stops your momentum, though. But we could put so many boost pads down that it's impossible for you to stop your momentum. Like, imagine a course that looks like this. It kind of snakes upward. And anywhere that you could hit a wall, we just put little boost pads here so that it's impossible to hit the wall. It would bounce you upward. But then we also need, well, no, I guess no, that wouldn't work. Unless we have some in the middle of the room facing to the right. And then one's at the top. So it'd basically just be like a room full of boost pads. So no, we shouldn't do this. This is dumb. Yeah, we should just make really, really long lines of walls here. And there needs to be some sense of progress. Anytime you have like major speed or major size or whatever, you need a sense of scale. So the floor probably needs to change or have some torches here and there. For now, we're not going to probably do that just yet. Let's just draw a rectangle of tiles. Now you will minimally have 400 coins here, so they'll be moving pretty fast. And we're going to put more coins in this spot, although probably you're going to miss a lot of them. Adopted that style of tackling a problem. Nice, awesome, yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the the biggest impacts I've had on viewers is organizing your thoughts, taking notes for things. Which, hey, I'll take it. That's fine. All right, so we're going to put boost pads pretty frequently. And your skill in this room is just going to be how many of these boost pads can you hit. So let's just put them all over the place. In fact, we can click this brush thing. And then that, yeah. Oh, but then it doesn't snap. That's the problem. All right, that's why I didn't do this. All right, well, how about this then? Let's just put them somewhere. I'll put them at roughly the correct intervals. Oh, no, you can't even do that. Okay, never mind. We're just not going to worry about this. That's too bad. All right, let's place them all down. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tedious, but we could also do this through code and just have it semi-randomly place these. This room isn't that large, though. Actually, should we just get you into moving like a sine wave, like up, down, and not have them be semi-random? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll test this room out in a sec. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Then we want a bunch that are just in a straight line. Yeah. And add is going to start soon. So I'm going to try to wrap this up in a sec. And take my break. Oh, what happened? There we go. Okay, maybe a little bit more than that. Like this. There. So the room would probably need to stop somewhere around here. I probably should copy paste this. All right, let's continue this when I get back from my break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. again. Hey, TJ, close the game. All right, so yeah, I said I wanted to copy paste even more of this, so let's go do that. I guess the easiest way is to just do this and then draw that in entirely. And same thing over here. There. And another like 5 boost pads. And I've been putting them every 4 or 5 tiles, however many that is. So let's try to continue that same pattern. I was somehow doing this perfectly without really paying attention. There we go. So by here, it would have started like blinding out the screen. Then we just put in like a million coins. This I might have the code do. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. All right, so you enter this. The exit point doesn't really matter. We'll still try to position it correctly. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Excuse me, had to sneeze. Hey, Maniatic Pine. You gotta jump into the portal. The portal repels you. You gotta connect to my Twitch chat. You can only advance the game if I'm streaming and I'm playing that game at the time. Thank you, Stats. Okay, so here's the very, very long dungeon piece that we have now. What is that? The player spawn position. Oh yeah, it's not even needed. We never even used this. Man, I gotta rethink a little bit of this. All right, so yeah. Now we're going to have this work. So I guess we'll go check this in. So if I just play the game right now, we will eventually see this room. And I guess we can figure out how long it takes to get through it. Did I even start the game? I don't know what I did. Not paying attention. All right. Oh, nice. We got it already. So yeah, let's go to max speed. Whoa. Yes, I think we need more boost pads. Wow. Neat. Yeah, let's keep them mostly in the middle of the room. I want to see that room again. Here we go. Yeah. I guess we don't even need motion blur. It's already pretty dizzying. Yeah. Very cool. You go so fast. Okay, yeah, definitely do not need motion blur. Going for the Battletoads racing vibe. Just going for having you move really, really fast through this room. Okay, so let's put every boost pad. No, you can't do that. Drat. Okay, fine. This is going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, I want them to be all within like 1 or 2 tiles of each other. So all these ones that I put off at the bottom should not be there. In fact, you know what? We could do this through code too. I guess just say put a boost pad every like 4 tiles. And randomly either make it +1, 0, or -1, and it can't go below -1. Hey, Goose. Hey, Orland. Love the track. Yeah, I am quite fond of that track. I haven't finished it yet, though. Yeah, so this is dumb. Let's delete everything I did. Oh, man. All right, so we want to position it how exactly? Maybe we should make this room 1 tile thinner or shorter. Easy when you haven't made this wide of a room. There. No, how am I off by 1? There we go. I don't. Oh, I was still off by 1, but it doesn't matter. I guess we want to make it just a very long corridor, so we also do that. And then delete this. Yuck. I'm gonna get this. Trust. Trust. Believe in me, chat. Okay, so wait. I did it again. All right, I don't know how to count. That's my problem. Yeah, that's my problem. Where's the line tool? There we go. Oh man. Okay. Is that good? No, that's not good. We're almost done though. It probably would have been easier to just wipe out the whole floor and, well, no, I guess not. I was gonna say use the flood fill tool, but then it would flood outside of this because it doesn't know what the walls are. All right, now we just need the exit point set correctly. This is already pretty much done. All right, so we have our room. Yay. Now let's go AI it up. So work locally. I just created dungeon end piece. I wanted to have a special script on it that does the following. Create a boost pad facing right every 4 tiles. The boost pad, the first boost pad should be placed. Hey, Chili. Should be placed on the second floor tile. We could just say what the position is. What is the position? I guess like right there. There's no way for me to know what that is though unless I add a marker. So we wanna offset this. Wait, hold on. Do I even want to offset this? No, I don't, right? I just got to go put a boost pad down and then figure out where that went. Yeah, we just say it's right there. Okay, easy peasy. So this is a transform of 2440. All subsequent from 2440 until the X coordinate every 4 tiles horizontally until the X coordinate of the exit point. The Y coordinate of each boost pad is either minus 16 plus 0 or plus 16 from the prior one without being able to go out of the bounds of the Y coordinate must always be 24, 40, or 56. Okay, and every 2 tiles, or every, I don't know, like 1 to 3 tiles. No, but just every column. Starting at, where we just randomly, how are we doing this? I want to place coins down, but if we're randomly putting boost pads down, the sort of optimal path, you're just going to go straight, right? Yeah. Players are just going to act like that's the best. And it probably will be the best. Thanks to randomness smoothing out that most of the boost pads will be in the middle column. I think. Yeah, that makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're still going to do that. So where should coins go? We could just put them in the middle row. We could randomize those too. I mean, you're going to be moving so fast. Yeah, I guess just every column. Place coins down similarly, but there would be 1 coin per column instead of every 4 columns. The coins that we place are the ones we would typically instantiate into a scene directly as opposed to the kind that falls on the ground. Alternate waves, like make a sine wave of coins, basically. If we did that, though, I think the boost pads would have to follow that. I don't know. Let's just try this and see how it looks. It's probably... We could even just spam coins along the entirety of this. The color of the coin spawned should follow these rules. Green, 40% of the time. Blue is the next one, maybe 20% of the time. What do we have next? Red, 15% of the time. These don't add up to the right numbers. So maybe 50, 30, 20, and now we take 5% from this and this, and say yellow 10% of the time. Yeah. Well, then yellow's not that rare. I guess let's put this back here and take it from here. And take another. Yeah, that's better, right? Yes, that's much better. Okay, 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay, let's have it plan this. And I think medium's probably fine. Yes. Maybe put one in the room. Maybe put some in the starter room in your natural path. Maybe we start your movement speed faster than it is. This is probably the correct way to go about it so that you don't realize that the upgrades persist as soon. Yeah. All right, so let's... Oh, is this already done? How should the coin trail's Y positions relate to the boost pads? Sure. Should an item be spawned when its generated X coordinate exactly equals? It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're not going to see this anyway. What should happen to the manually placed boost pad already at 2440? Good job. Good job, AI. All right, so what's this thing called? Dungeon end piece. So I want to add a special ending to the Dungeon Racers subgame. I've made dungeon end piece, but based on how do we generate new rooms? Add next piece room. That's weird. It's in, oh, dungeon generator. Here it is. That's the AI. Good AI. Who wants a treat? So add piece should be changed. Yeah, so change how pieces are discovered. How pieces are currently discovered and added. It'll just randomly be in the pool. Instead, I want special rules around this one. When the player has gone through 3 rooms in a row without their coin count dropping below 400, we spawn the end. Once it's spawned, we stop spawning new pieces altogether. Unless you fall well in the end piece, which should probably be impossible. No, maybe we actually speed up how fast the floor falls there. That'd be kind of cool. That way it feels like you're just at the brink of collapse. Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. Let's try that out. Once the player is inside the end piece, the floor should the falling floor should rapidly speed up. It should be no more than 48 pixels behind the player. And when the player is 75% of the way through the room, the end room, the screen should start getting brighter and brighter white until it's completely washed out. At that point, once the player has reached the 99% point, .99% of the way through the room, after the screen is fully washed out, after the screen is fully white, wait 2 seconds and then consider the game to be finished, which should put the player back on the title screen for now, since we don't have another sub game to go to afterward. Hey, Japongo. Do you ever, just for fun, give the AI your entire to-do list? I have given it my entire to-do list to say what are tasks that you're confident doing and what tasks have already been done. I think that's a pretty good exercise. So like the last time I did this, I have this here still. Triage my to-do list, and here's what it did. Confident implementation candidates, and listed out a whole bunch of them. And then already finished. And some of these were incorrect, but I mean, this still helped me organize and remove a bunch of things from my to-do list. So I think it was still worthwhile. All right, let's take a look. Add a dungeon NP C# subclass that generates stationary coins and right-facing boost pads. Attach a new script to this. Add coin TSCN as scene resource. Remove manually authored boost pad. Generate boost pads beginning at this. Advancing 64 pixels per pad. Stopping before this. Generate coins beginning at this. Advancing 16 pixels. Give boost pads and coins independent Y random walks. Yep, it's totally good. Explicitly set every boost pad's direction to right. Instantiate coins directly without invoking start dropping. Select them independently. Cache both packed scenes statically. Keep generation confined to ready so it runs once per piece instance. There only ever be one of these pieces anyway. Leave endless dungeon discovery behavior unchanged. Yeah, for now, that's fine. Coins and boost pads intentionally overlap. Random output does not need to be deterministic. Yep, sounds totally good. All right, pretty nice, pretty nice. So we got to add some more skeleton rooms still. Add another skeleton room or two. They're just really difficult enemies. And what else? Do we want to do a mini puzzle? I don't know about that. Or breakable walls. I mean, these are ideas that we had. Oh, we do need more rooms. Add like 5 more rooms. They don't need to be super interesting, but there should be variety in them. Maybe there's a room that goes downward. What tool is this? The chat one? This is Codex. So I'm on the $20 a month plan right now. And they recently, as in like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, they got rid of the 5-hour limit that you had. So now you can go through your whole plan in like a minute if you wanted to. But yeah, I think I'm going to upgrade my plan at some point. I'm going to go through my resets that I have. So like we're going to try to use a lot of AI today because I plan on using a reset today. So that this is at 27% is not concerning. We will probably go through the whole thing. And then I'll reset it and then we'll hopefully give it some more tasks. Because it's going to naturally reset when anyway? On the 28th, yeah. And I have a reset expiring on the 26th. So yeah. You like it better than Claude? I liked Claude better when I was using it, but I didn't use it for too long. And then I switched to Codex. So I need to use Claude again to compare. I think they were both pretty good though. Codex seems to be more generous with the usage that it gives you. All right, this might take another minute or two. I'm running on a medium. Narrowing down whether there's a text introspection mismatch. Yeah, I'll just let it run. All right, so I need some more rooms. And then this upgrade, We should probably unbind the maximum number of coins. Yeah, figuring out falling logic. To keep collecting coins you already had just to not be a snail. Oh, I think this is like the non-endless rooms. I don't know. I gotta watch playtesters play this game. What happens if you slow down too much before the game becomes an endless runner? Yeah, we already did this. Yeah, wow. We've gotten through a lot of this list. So where was the bit that I had about when you fall? Where is that? Yeah, this thing. Should falling reduce blah, blah, blah. Let's go read this. If you're lower than the expected amount, then maybe we spawn some in the next room. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, and spawning them is how we should do this. Did I write that down? Give you coins. Yeah, spawns coins such that you have at least 100. I don't think we need the reset tile. I don't think we need to reset anything else. Yeah, I think we've answered this. So falling will knock some coins out of you. And maybe knocks them to the left so they fall. Have I tried using that? No, I'm not using it for any or not for any art. Thanks, Sporch. Yeah, I'll purge this last message because I don't think we need to have people linking to that. But yeah, I don't plan on using it for art or for music or anything. But it's nice using it for code. So do I want to add this power up? And what would it do? We have slots for 3 more power ups. Although we could just arbitrarily add more if we wanted to. And we have quite a lot of items we could add here. So what I was thinking is we add in this, which kind of looks like it has a coin on it. So when you collect this, you would get more coins. And that was the only idea that I had. Oh, I also had the idea of adding in shields, which would stop you from losing as many coins when you get hit. I think it'd make the game too easy, though. Oh, maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is if you need that many power-ups that you've been struggling, so we need to start spawning this stuff in to give you more coins and to make you lose fewer coins. So this is like a mercy mechanic more than it is just a every player sees it kind of mechanic. One of my favorite ones I've seen in a game, and I don't remember which Mario game it was exactly, but one of the Mario games had like, if you die 5 times on a level, it would spawn you with a Starman. So you don't even know necessarily. I mean, if you're like an 8-year-old playing the game, you don't realize that that's what happened here. You might just think, oh, that's part of the game, and not that you're really bad at the game and you need the Starman. But I like that. It's like most players, maybe not most, but a lot of players will never even see this mechanic. They'll never even know it existed because they won't be dying 5 times on a level. That's kind of what I'm thinking of here too. When you've gotten every other power up, if you still haven't beaten this game, we start spawning in the shield and this book thing, and now you get more coins and you lose fewer coins. I think it's great. I think we should do that. We should add the shield and purple book power ups for like as mercy mechanics, not for most players to discover. It could be after you've unlocked each other upgrade. They would basically trivialize the game, which I think that's okay. All right, so it's already implemented it. Let's go take a look. Oh yeah, here we go. Check that out. Oh my god, this is interesting. Yeah, when Rogue broke out of its sandbox and hacked the website. I only heard about this. I didn't actually fully read about it. I probably should read about it. Yeah, it is a very dizzying room. I think we just make the arrows go up and down, and that's it. And that way you position yourself in the middle and you get all the coins, basically. Yeah, I think that's what we should do. How do we do this? Do we tell AI to do it? Dungeon end piece. Yeah, I mean, this is working fine so far. Yeah, okay. So add boost pads and coins to the end piece. This is done via code because the room is so long. This worked, but I want to... Oh, we can't shrink the room, can we? No, we could. We could. I want to shrink the height of the room from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles down to 2. From 5 tiles, wall, floor, 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 wall, to 4 tiles. Wall, floor, floor, wall. Specific range that follows you until you actually collect it. Yeah, this is what Campbell Soup was talking about. I'm still torn on whether I want to do that, but the point of this room is not actually really to collect the coins. It's just to feel like you're going too fast. Yeah. I want to shrink the height of the room from 5 tiles down to 4 tiles. This means that coins and boost pads should either be placed on the top or bottom row randomly. Yeah, and I'm going to have it run in high reasoning. And is there anything else I want to do here? I think that's pretty much it. The entry and exit points will also need to be moved up by 8 pixels. Okay. All right, so shield. Where did I talk about the shield? Yeah, it's a mercy mechanic. Where did I write that down? There. So shield. It makes you drop fewer coins each time you get hit. Actually, you know what? We could just make it so that there are 4 shield upgrades. Like level 1 is minus 25% coins lost per hit. And then 2, ... And then finally on level 4, it's just you don't lose coins when hit. So there's no way for you to lose. You could also change the curve here. So instead of negative 25% all the way up to 100%, that it goes to, or whoops, well, minus 100%, I guess, that it goes from negative, like 15% up to 75%. So it's just really, really hard to lose. And then we wouldn't even need the coin collection thing. Yeah, I don't like the idea of negative 100%. For the players who are decent but not great, it would trivialize everything. We could also change it so that we expect you to get more coins and then throw in the coin collection thing. I don't know. This is going to be difficult. Hey, Bojo. Why not only 3 levels? Oh, yeah. We could change the number of levels, too. That doesn't matter. I'm just debating on how this should work. I think more levels is actually probably better here, though, because that way, like, the way that we spawn treasure chests is there's a dungeon piece. So you might go through, like, dungeon piece 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then 4, and then whatever. And then eventually there's a treasure room. And the way this works is we'll generate treasure rooms every so often. Let's put that with a star, I guess. There. So there's a treasure room every so often. If we only had 3 upgrades, you wouldn't need to go as far in the dungeon to get the next treasure, because there wouldn't be a next treasure, I guess, because you'd have gotten in 3 instead of 4. So it's more to elongate this part of the game. I almost wonder if we should cut out a coin magnet upgrade as a result of that. I just don't know if we need the shield and the coin thing. Do we need both the shield and the coin dropping book? Or even destroying vases anymore? Yeah, probably not. Let's just do the shield at first. Okay, so level 1 would be like 16 coins lost on hit instead. Well, level 0 is 20 coins lost on hit. Level 2, 12 coins lost on hit, and level 3 is 8 coins lost on hit. Maybe just 10. There's no way to evenly do this across just 10. So maybe we do like 17, 14, and 11. It's just not an even number, though. Maybe the final upgrade does bring it to 10. Sure. Yeah. And that's probably kind of crazy as it is. All right, let's read this now. This is still running. Oh, cool. It built the new room. Yeah, look at that. Nice. I didn't have to do that myself. I mean, it would have been hard, but it's nice when I have less work to do. Yeah, I like this idea. Okay, so now which shield graphic should we use? We have 3 levels of this. Probably the wooden one first, and then what should be the final level? Let's pick that one next. Maybe the golden one? Yeah, so wooden, maybe that iron one, and then the golden one. Yeah, I like that. Graphic, wooden, like first shield. Which is what? Row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th row, first column. And then this is the 3rd shield, 7th row, 3rd column. And this is the 4th shield. All right, we need a description for this. Is this done yet? Yeah, it's done. Okay, let's go try that out. We have a description for bombs. It says bombs. Press A to place a bomb. Let's go add in our other things. What do these say? Boots, level 1. Coin magnet, level 1. Yeah, so this should probably say on the inventory screen, render this like shield level 1. And makes you drop fewer coins. It makes you lose fewer coins when hit. Yeah. Hey, Serials. How to get your first IT job? I've tried to find many roles from my experience, but it seems like I'm not quite experienced in this field, though. I've accumulated around 3 certificates, mostly IT support, having a bit of trouble if you can help. Well, hi. First of all, I have not done IT jobs in the past. I ended up getting a computer science degree and then going into being actually, I had a bunch of different roles, I guess. But yeah, being a developer, basically. And it's hard for me to comment on IT specifically, but also things have changed a lot in the amount of time since I graduated. So yeah, it's hard to say. But I will say this. This is something that's usually pretty true, is like exercise your network. You might have friends, family, colleagues that you had, whatever, fellow students or coworkers. You're probably on some kind of social media. Like, reach out to people, find out if there are any opportunities that they know about or any way that they can help you too. I find that's usually the best in these scenarios if it doesn't seem like it's an experience problem. Like, all the normal advice applies, right? Study and apply and I don't know. Yeah. try to figure out what you might be doing wrong. If you're not hearing back from people, it's harder to know what you might be doing wrong because it might be nothing. Your resume, or if you have a cover letter, might be perfect. And on this front, there is someone named Headless Headhunter on Twitch. I will give them a shout out so that it turns into a clickable link for you. But they do resume review on their stream and they've helped people get jobs. You might want to reach out to them. They do this publicly, so you would submit your resume and redact whatever information you want. So like your phone number, remove it from your resume. And then they can review it and give you advice. So they can probably help a lot more than I could. But yeah, I highly suggest reaching out to them. And like I said, all these other people that you might have. If you have a friend who's working at a job you want, ask them how did they get the job. Okay, so we got to go find that dungeon piece now. There is no easier way to do this unless I change the code. So we're just going to go through this until we find it. Let's get to running. It's like a 1 out of 11 chance or something to show up. So it's not that crazy. It's like a 9% chance per room. Have we found it? No, here it is. Okay, yeah. So here I'm expecting you to just go like super fast. And then, yeah, the screen will just like wash out. Oh my God, that's very dizzying. Just going around stream asking people for advice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think there are any secrets. It's I sometimes like boiling things down to just some Boolean choices that you have. So like it's there, you either talk to people you know or people you don't know. I mean, the people you don't know is the route of asking streamers for help, right? But like of the people you know, it might be asking for references or asking for opportunities or asking for a review or something like that. And yeah, I know this isn't Boolean, but yeah, it's similar enough and just how you sort out what decisions you can make. All right, top item, bottom item, this is fine, this is fine. I get random Y. This worked, so I'm not going to do anything here. And then this is changing the room itself. Looks good. Cool. So add dungeon end piece. This just randomly shows up in the pool of pieces for now. But it will eventually have special generation logic around it, which we started writing out. We'll do this in a branch so we're not held up by this while we make the shield stuff too. All right, so let's copy this into here. Yeah. I made dungeon end piece, but based on how pieces are currently discovered and added, it'll just be randomly be in the pool. What special rules around this one? When the player has gone through 3 rooms in a row without their coin count dropping below 400, we spawn the end piece. Once it's spawned, we stop spawning. Oh, wait, gotta click this. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. And then this, and then this, and this. Good. In which case we reset the dungeon. Although, is it really that? I guess this is like a, like a safety hatch, I guess. Once a player is inside the end piece, the falling floor should rapidly speed up. Should be more than 48 pixels behind the player to instill a sense of urgency. When the player is 75% of the way through the end room, the screen should start getting brighter and brighter until it's completely washed out at 99% of the way through the room. Actually, that's not true. At like 85% of the way through the room. Maybe it's at... Because I can't let you see the blank space at the end. But I don't know how much of the room the camera shows. Where's the viewport? It's like a really faint rectangle somewhere. Where is it? I don't see it. I think it's that. Yeah, so you can see this much at a time. And that much works out to be like a quarter maybe. So I think we should elongate the room. Yeah, let's not worry about this too much. Maybe we say 75% of the way through the room. Yeah, I'll probably need to double length of the room. Yeah, we probably need to double the length of the room. Are many beginner opportunities in my country? And this is from consistent searching on the internet. Maybe I should go and ask the companies personally now. Well, is moving an option? Because, I mean, think about it this way. Like, let's say you want to be a butterfly catcher, and like your country has one opportunity and it's taken. You pretty much have two choices, right? You move or don't be a butterfly catcher, or I guess like create your own opportunity. You know, this would be like start a business or something. That's pretty much it, right? It's like, well, how are you going to get there to be 5 jobs for something that there just are not 5 jobs for? And it's not a change you can do overnight. If you really wanted to, you could probably spend 5 years teaching people the importance of butterfly catching or something. But yeah, it's moving. It's find a different job or do something yourself. I think doing IT yourself is not really a thing, if I'm understanding IT correctly, because there's more support for an existing company. So yeah, it's probably the don't look at IT or move somewhere else. Yeah. Hey, Zorf. Oh yeah, that's another thing forgot to list when I mentioned this. It's also your whatever school you might have gone to. They might have like a job fair. They might have some resources for you. But yeah. All right, where do we stand here? I want to add an ending. I've made this, but based on how pieces are discovered, it'll be randomly in the pool. I want special rules around this one. The player's gone through 3 rooms in a row without their coin count dropping below 400. We spawn the end piece. How should this work? We just signal it will generate it next time. Gone through 3 rooms in a row without their coins count dropping below 400. We force the end piece to be created next time we generate a room. Their coin count still needs to be above at least 400 at that point. Once it's spawned, we stop spawning new pieces altogether. The end piece is the final piece in the entire game. Once a player is inside the end piece, the falling floor should rapidly speed up, should be no more than 48 pixels behind the player. When the player is 55% of the way through the end room, the screen should start getting brighter and brighter until it's completely washed out at 85% of the way through the room. So you might stop at 55% or like 60% or something. So the screen is like 80% visible. And then I guess if you do stop, you would fall. Yeah, so I should write that down. If the player falls while the screen is being washed out, it should be reset to totally visible. Yeah. Could have sworn it was 54 yesterday. Well, happy 55, noob. Happy 55, and thank you very much. We're going to meetups for the file for networking. Don't go for job over networking. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how mixed of a bag that is, because I used to go to some meetups just because of the meetup content. And at the beginning of them, they'd say like, oh, is anyone looking for jobs? And a bunch of hands would shoot up in the air. And like, did those people find jobs from that? Maybe some of them did. Who knows? All right, let's kick this off. And then while that's working, let's go start the shield thing. Add a shield power up to the Dungeon Racer subgame. All right. This power up spawns from treasure chests. But should this just spawn when all the other ones spawn too? I think the dash is the most fun. So what we could do... It can only spawn after the player has gotten at least 6 other upgrades. E.g. 3 levels, 4 levels of the boots, and 2 levels of coin magnet. No, I don't know. How about this? Only after the player has like maxed out the boots and coin magnet. Yeah, so based on the level of shield that you have, we change the number of coins that drop when you're hit. Can you do this in here? You can't? Oh, man. All right, fine. Levels, oh man, this is not working. Level 0, level 1, 17 coins. Level 2, 14 coins. And level 3 is 10 coins. For the icon, use, what's it called? Item 16, 16, I don't even know what it's called. 16 by 16 items. 16x16 items pack V3? I don't even have V3. I have V2 right here. What? What is V3? What is V3? Where is objects, collectibles? No. Dungeon Racer. Huh. Interesting. These have a white outline? Yeah, they do. All right, so I guess use that. Each shield graphic is on the 7th row by 1 indexed numbers. The first shield is in the first column. The second shield is in the third column. And the third shield is in the fourth column. Okay. And on the inventory, whoops, that just all deleted that. On the inventory screen, how do you get rid of this? Render the title like shield level 1 and the description like this. This is not really how this works, by the way. Like, we render what each level does, I think. So if you look at this, it says level 2 grants invincibility. Oh, that's all we do. We don't tell you how this one. Yeah, we could just say it makes you drop fewer coins when hit. I think that's fine. Yeah. And it's probably clear enough that it's getting better. Yeah. It's got a level. I mean, what else would a level mean, right? Makes you lose fewer coins when hit. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to say. All right, so how's this? Add a shield power up to the Dungeon Racer subgame. This power up spawns from treasure chests. Can only spawn after the players max out the boots and coin magnet. The chests can't drop coins until the shield power up, until all power ups, including this new shield, have been obtained. Change the number of coins that drop when you're hit. The icons use this on the inventory screen. So is there anything I have not mentioned yet? I think that's it. Yeah. All right. And we plan this. Cool. Now let's go back to this one. It's still working. All right, nice. So how are we doing on usage? I didn't track what I started at today. I think it was 30%. Yeah. I think we started at 30%. You notice any difference with 5.6 Soul? I think it's pretty good when run on high or extra high. I'm still a little bit torn on medium, but I pretty much always ran on high or extra high before this. I never tried the medium one there, so I don't really have a comparison point for that. But yeah, it seems like it's pretty good there. You know, a lot of custom instructions, skills, or just built-in stuff. It's mostly built-in stuff. I have an agents.md that I've been trying to keep updated, and I just made some changes to it recently to talk about Godot specifics. Because every once in a while, I get into this pattern where I'm like, it's trying to accommodate a scenario we'll never be in. So I've tried to steer it a little bit more with this stuff. But even this is all you see here. It's like 2 pages of text. It's not very much. And a lot of it is like, here's how you build. All right, can we kick off another one or should I just take a break right now? I think I'll take a break. I don't think we'll add in that purple book graphic, but I do want to do this stuff now. And maybe this. I don't know if that's necessary. We might as well do it. Yeah. All right, so change how coins work. And I guess stop resetting. No, we can still reset bombs and charges. That's just the nice thing to do. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go take my break. I guess this is done. It says needs input. Yeah, I guess let's answer this and then take my break. When shield reduces the coin loss, how should story mode collectible drops represent the new amount? This won't be an issue. You can't get the shield before you've entered endless mode. So this shouldn't be a concern. Continue dropping 4 coins from the player, or continue dropping 20 coins from the player as 4 red coins. Regardless of your shield level. Yeah. Okay. I will go take my break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, hello again. Close the game. So let's go take a look at what this thing produced. So shield power up. Add a 3-level shield power up that becomes available from endless mode treasure chest only after boosts. Oh, boots, which gives you boost. And coin magnet reach level 4. Chest begin dropping coins only after shield reaches level 3. Yeah. Extend dungeon racer power up definitions with shield. Add less regions of that. I'm gonna assume that's correct. If not, I can just fix it. Add clamp to shield level. Update endless chest progression. Continue randomly dropping those once both are maxed. Or those drop chest coins only after all 3 upgrade types are maxed. Apply shield level when calculating hit loss. It's good. Leave existing story mode hit drops unchanged. Oh, I never talked about cheats. We probably need to change this with cheats, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll implement this, but I gotta write that down. Add a cheat for getting the shield. All right, now what did this one do? Oh, this was a plan as well? Wow. How much of our usage I burned through? Okay. Add a deterministic ending to Endless Dungeon Racer. Completing 3 consecutive qualifying pieces unlocks the ending. The end piece then replaces the next generated piece when the player has at least 400 coins. Its final sprint accelerates the falling floor, progressively washes the screen white, and returns to the title screen after completion. Separately from random and treasure scenes. Track pieces the player actually traverses. Piece qualifies only when coins remain at least 400 from entry through exit. I think we only care about if it's 400 at the exit. Uh, yeah, I only care about 400 at the exit. I only want the player's coin count to be tracked. Or I'll say there's no need to track the player's coin count when entering a piece. Just, well, I don't know. Entering one piece and is the same as exiting another. Yeah, whatever. Let's just let it do what it's doing. The player exposes one-shot entry plus monotonic normalized progress events calculated between its global entry and exit points. When end piece is entered, switch falling floor from 16 to 64 pixels per second. Clamp its leading edge collapse. Add a full screen white washout. 85% disable player input. Oh, we don't want to disable player input then. At 85% of the way through the piece, we should not disable player input, but we should pause the falling floor. I still want coin collection sounds to be played. Yeah. Oh my God, did I forget to say that this is supposed to be branched off of... How about this? Let's just click this. I probably didn't do this correctly. Get log -1. What is that? DD21A. Yeah, that's correct. Change the plan. Oh, but then they can walk to the left. You know what? Fine. Just implement the plan. Yeah. It's probably going to ask for permission now to go set up the branch correctly. All right. Is there something else we can do, though, while this is running? So we've got these 2 things figured out. I'll put little exclamation marks next to those. Change how coins work. Yeah, we could do this. Yeah, this is gonna happen every time. It's gonna ask me another question too pretty soon. This is blocked. Do I have permission to do something else? And what a shame. So yeah, we've made some pretty good progress this morning already on this dungeon racer. I think we need to add a couple more rooms. I don't know about changing up enemies as we go through. Yeah, I'll just delete this one for now. All right, what if you dropped coins? What if that's what the shield did? It makes you drop some of the coins that you lose. What if that's how it always works? Then I feel like you'd never lose coins. Hmm. Is that, yeah, I have a couple problems here. One of them is we have an inconsistency right now. When you first enter the game, you're in the sort of above ground area, and when you get hit, we have 100 coins. Whenever you get hit, you lose 20 and they drop on the ground. So if you were to leave the room right now, like let's say I kill this thing and I leave the room, those 4 red coins that I left are now taken with me. So I can pick them up over here. So that way you get used to like, oh, hey, when I lose coins, I lose speed as well. But you're also told that, oh, it's not a big deal. They'll just drop right out of you and you can pick them up. Once you fall, that's no longer true. So now, if we go get hit by someone, we lose 20 coins, but they don't fall on the ground anymore. And I don't like having that inconsistency, but it's not the end of the world. We're inconsistent with dropped coins. Before you fall, the coins drop out of you. After you fall, you lose the coins for good. So we don't have to do something about this. They have to fall out of you beforehand so that you don't move so slowly that the game is unfun. There's no way to lose before you've fallen. Which could otherwise have reset things. Oh, wait a sec. Do we have the death animation in the game? We do. I gotta take that out. I think that's already written here, right? Yeah. Would be kind of cool to have a boss fight in this game, and I could picture how it would go too, but it probably wouldn't be all that fun. You'd just bomb it a bunch and dash through it, and I guess the dungeon would still be moving at that time. Okay, so if we make you drop coins when you're in the, or like after falling, the coin magnet would pick them up very easily. Yeah, it would almost make it seem like you're not dropping coins. I think we just don't do anything about this. Yeah, I think we just don't do anything about this. I'll save this as like dropping coins.txt just in case I want to look at that later. Or yeah, that was the other idea that I had. You could drop them, but they just fade out immediately, so there's no way of you getting them back. Maybe the shield could make it so that you could get them back. Okay, that could potentially work. Maybe the shield upgrade. Maybe we do this. You drop coins in the after falling, but they fade out immediately. The shield upgrade could make them stay on the ground, make some of them stay on the ground. That way you can pick them back up. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Doesn't make much sense why a shield would do that, I guess. Probably just make you not drop them in the first place. Not drop them in the first place. You'd have a maximum coin magnet at that point, though. All right, do you want to allow restoring the task local thing? Yeah, this is not doing anything while it's doing that. I don't think I've ever seen it do this. It usually writes GD scripts for this. But sure, yeah. Yeah, this is so tedious. If you don't branch off the right thing at first, it's got to run like a million commands just to fix it. I don't think it's actually done anything, has it? All right, so add a cheat for getting the shield. What is it called right now? We'll write these out too. It is upgrade boots and coin magnet. Maybe we just say upgrade power-ups. Yeah. Is this waiting on me again? No. Change upgrade boots and coin magnet cheat to upgrade power-ups. It should grant a level in the shield as well if possible. All right, and then change how coins should work. We can't do this right now, I think, because of how the shield is changing this. Yeah. Okay, so robotics. Setup inspired me to get a Moonlander. Have you bought it already? Because there are a lot of keyboards out there, and one of the things that, like, I think the Moonlander is a well-made keyboard, but I think it has way too many keys for almost everybody. Oh, been using it for a few months. Okay, yeah. Do you use all the keys? Because yeah, I find it a little awkward to use some of them, like these middle ones, for example. I don't see much of a use. It's hard to use all 4 thumb keys for both hands. Yeah, you've had the same opinion. Yeah. And they made the Voyager, which has fewer keys. I personally think this is still a little bit too many. But there are a lot of other keyboards in the same style. Actually, Digma just made a single body keyboard called the Sanse. I don't know how that's pronounced. And this looks pretty good, but this only uses custom firmware, or sorry, not custom firmware, proprietary firmware. And I don't like that idea. Also, it's super expensive. It's $300 without most of the configurations that you'd want on it. Like if you want to switch keycaps or key switches and use different keycaps, it's now $360. And then, you know, you add in one extra thing here, like the palm pads, and now it's $400. But I think this looks pretty cool. And then there's the Zimmy that I was talking about before, Zimmy keyboard, this thing. I think this looks amazing. Yeah, there's a lot out there. Those side ones are good for layouts. I use maybe 3 of them total. Yeah. They're good for layers, yeah. 300 for a keyboard is wild. It's for like custom keyboards or split keyboards, it's a little bit more standard. Like, yeah, if you just go to Keychron's website or something and you want to buy a keyboard, you can find them for very reasonable prices, I'd say. Keyboards, do they have a, what is going on right now? All right, whatever, let's just click this. I just want to see what the price is. Yeah, like $90. This isn't too bad. This is I'd say probably a pretty high quality keyboard. I haven't used these personally, but I've heard good things about them. And they've got a bunch of different styles and yeah. So it's a kit you have to build? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a split without separation is kind of crazy. I mean, it's kind of how every laptop works, right? It's not the end of the world. And some people might prefer it. And there's at least enough of a split. It's like putting them here probably where, yeah, it's not too bad. But have you seen that one keyboard for like 8,000? Probably. There are even keycaps itself for like $400. Just keycaps. They're not electronic. They're literally just pieces of material. You know, I'm surprised it's been doing this as much. It used to do all this with GD script. I think I prefer to do that. I should probably tell it. Anyway, okay, so the prompt that we want to do for this, I'll just wait for these to finish. Yeah, one of these should be done pretty soon, then we can review it. This is step 3 out of 3. This is changing the files. Yeah, this should be done pretty soon. I also think this is the easier change to make. It's probably going to be pretty easy to review. Had a couple of super cheap Chinese keyboards that were working great. I think the most I spent was $60. Yeah, this keyboard cost me, it's hard to say exactly. I'm going to estimate like 150 or 170 bucks to build maybe. But if I made a second one, it would have been cheaper. But I've used it for how long has it been? Like 4 years or something? 5 years? I don't remember how long. The Seneca. Oh, it's only $4,000. That's not bad. This does not appeal to me whatsoever. And I don't exactly understand why it's 4,000. Was it made of? I don't know. It's made of magic. It's just, yeah, the color scheme doesn't doesn't speak to me. The layout doesn't speak to me. The bezel around the top side doesn't speak to me. The cord looks cool. But hey, that's how practically anything works that's got some sort of aesthetics to it, right? Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to swear by it. Some people are going to hate it, never buy it. Some people probably don't like how my keyboard looks, but I love it. I think it's great. What's the price range on that? Yeah. With the creator of it? I mean, is there some reason behind why it's so pricey? Because some keyboards, what was that one keyboard called? Like the Flux keyboard, I think. Yeah, this one. This is a really cool idea, at least. This is very expensive. How much is this? This is $529 with no customization. So this is really expensive, but the idea is super cool. It's just a screen with keys over it. So at any given point, you can change what's beneath them. Yeah, like this shows it off really well. And yeah, same thing here. So I think it's a cool idea. I think this probably only appeals to certain people. Like if you were switching between a bunch of programs, you're not used to using hotkeys, it might be nice to see the hotkeys change dynamically. Is something making a sound? What was that? I don't know if that was a website or not. Yeah. Also, why is this not done? I'm kind of surprised. We're down to 17% now, though. Titanium body. Also, hey, Spear. Hey, Campbell Soup. Wonder if it actually looks like that or if it's just post-productionized. There's probably some post-production, but I think enough people probably own it now. Or if you just look up like Flux keyboard. Let me mute this. Oh, it's already muted. Yeah, unboxing. Like this is probably a real... Oh, and Linus Tech Tips did something on it too. Yeah, so I think you could trust reviewers' opinions on that probably. Okay, so they both completed at once. Wow. Trying to parallelize this. All right, so let's look at the shield one first because I think it'll be easier. Cool. Okay, so if I do this, this just grants us the 2 upgrades we already had. So now the next treasure chest I find will contain a shield. And if I get hit right now, I should lose 20 coins. Yep. Oh, right. This happens. All right. This is not supposed to happen yet. That's not right. That's a staff. But we did lose 16 coins? No, 17, yeah. Alright, so I gotta change that. That's easy, though. Oh, and it should show up over here, right? Shield. Makes you lose fewer coins when hit. Does not look like a shield. That's level 2. So now we lose... How many was it? 14? Yep. And we gotta get level 3. There it is. Yep. Nice. So now I should lose 10 coins when I'm hit. Yep. And then the next treasure chest we find should contain coins. Perfect. Okay, so we got to change the graphic and we need to look at the code. So yeah, this is inside Dungeon Racer. I don't want this here. Yeah. This is a cleanup thing though. Can be in its own file. Not going to do anything about that now. What do we have here? Get the shield level updated. That's fine. Great. Totally fine. 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 It's good. It's good. This is bad. See, I didn't check this because, like I said, if it was wrong, I would just change it myself. We went down 1 too many rows. So we just need to subtract. Looks like 32. Is that how big these are? Pretty sure they are. I just want to make sure. Yeah. All right, so we just got to subtract 32 from all those. So these should all be 160. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, everything looks good. I mean, it did a great job at coding this. So I got to get back to a treasure chest. And now we should just see the shield graphic. Stupid room. This is going to be fixed after the next review I do. There we go. All right, we got a shield now. Yeah. I kind of want to see the other graphics, but we'll just cheat our way there at some point. All right, add shield power up. This is meant more as a mercy mechanic than one that most players will see and need. Okay, so shield is done. Now for this change. Dungeon Racer ending. Dungeon Racer ending. Hey, War Eagle. Happy weekend evening. Not quite there yet for me. Actually, last night I was doing a lot more work than I should have been doing. I never really like fully relaxed. So I'm glad that I'm productive right now. All right, so what are we testing now? The end room, right? So if we do this, set coins to maximum. There. So now if I go through 3 rooms and it generates a new one, it should generate the end piece and then go through our new, yeah, here it is. So now the screen should get whiter and whiter at some point. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay, I gotta try something out there though. Why are you able to walk onto that? That seems like a problem. I think there's a bug with room 4 and the falling floor. It looks like only the middle column is real when it falls. So you can step on the empty air. All right, we got to try this again. I want to see how the falling floor catches up. Like, does it feel like there's danger? I guess you're going so fast that you can't really tell. Wow, yes, okay. Look at that. It's going super fast. You can't really tell, though, when you're being pushed through. Interesting. Maybe we hold off on giving you boosters until you're like 3-4 tiles into the room. Yeah, that'd probably be cool. Time zones are the worst thing humanity ever invented. Oh man, I never really thought about a world without time zones, where just everyone says it's 8 o'clock when it's, and it just means totally different things for everybody. Huh. Yeah, huh. I mean, there'd be some part of the world where it'd feel like nothing changed, but then every other part of the world you'd be like, well, instead of a workday being 9 to 5, it's 10 to 6 or it's 11 to 7 or something, but it's still the same daylight time of day. So someone's working from like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., but it just feels regular. You would lose out on that shared cultural understanding, I guess, of like, oh yeah, I wake up at 7 a.m. and they're like, well, what does that mean? What time? What part of the world are you in? What does 7 a.m. mean? You'd still probably want some shared way of saying, I wake up when the sun is at that point in the sky. Hey, Jesta, you fry an egg on the pavement outside. Poor guys. Yeah, but they have sidewalk eggs. We don't have those. Okay, so the floor should fall even faster in the final room, and the boost pads shouldn't start until like 3 more columns in. That way the player sees that the floor really picked up in speed. All right, so this is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. Yeah. Let's go review. So this is has player entered. Player progress is less than 0, then return. Because you haven't entered. How is this even, isn't this unnecessary? Yeah, isn't this unnecessary? How do you set player progress? Oh, here it is. Oh, I see. We're using this. Okay, this is, sure. That's fine. All right, what else do we have here? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Complete progress, hold duration seconds. This in Dungeon Racer. Accelerate for end piece. All right, end washout opacity. What's controlling this? There's just some screen node, probably a texture rectangle. It's fine. Yep, that's fine. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. Why? Oh, we paused it at the end. Yeah, that's fine too. And now this is where we keep track of how we should spawn this thing. Track player progress. So current piece is not null and it's greater than the exit point. What do we change in here? Change the current piece. I don't think this is how I would have done this. What would I have done? I'd probably just keep track of when you exit a piece. And every time you do, just check your coin count. Like, I think this is unnecessary. Oh, yeah, yeah. The progress looks great, noob. Sorry, I didn't comment directly. Yeah, it's looking nice. Let me pull this up again. Yeah. No, I was like, wow, that's hyper realistic. That's not a space game. Yeah. Yeah, very neat. Yeah, it's always neat seeing people's progress pictures too, because if you could continue developing like this, I know you're going to work on the engine, but if you continue developing like even the game behind this, like the UI will change, everything will it'll just look different over time. And it's cool seeing that evolution. All right, so this is the only bit that I haven't really looked at too closely. Yeah. Main count changed. Current piece qualifies. We keep track of this. I just don't think this needs to be done this way. This just seems so silly to me. Current player piece is where the players actually made it to, right? Where do we update this? We update it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it as is for now. Start using Claude. I think, yeah, if something's working for you, just keep using it. Maybe Fable is better than Soul, but is it, World's better for you? Do you notice it? Can you get by without it? Does it cost more? Those sorts of things might also factor in for you. I haven't used Fable myself, and it probably is better than Soul. But I think at the price point, it might be hard to figure out what tasks do you give it. Batman, thanks for the resub. Happy 2 years. Nice to see you. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. All right, so I think we'll check this in. I think we make it fall a little bit faster. I kind of want to test this out. How about we spawn this next no matter what? Yeah. Has spawned end piece. Here it is. If ending is unlocked and player coin count is greater than any coin counts, how about we just do this? If not, has spawned end piece. All right, so I'll see it no matter what. And then I want the falling floor to catch up even faster. Where's that? End piece maximum distance behind player. Set this to 16. And falling speed. I don't know how fast you move at 400 coins per second, but maybe we set this to like 80. Should be more. Sometimes I forget. Yeah. Amazon has made it intentional. They could just make it automatically renew, but then they lose a lot of money. All right, so you can see, I can't even like stay still here because of the boost pads, but yeah, you can see the falling floor starting to catch up now. And there's no real danger. You could even just move at this speed and you'd pretty much be fine. Yeah, maybe every once in a while to let you know that this thing could catch up to you, we just delete one of the boost pads. I don't think you should wait 2 seconds, by the way. I think it's a little bit too much. Where is that? Yeah, hold duration should be like maybe 1 at best. Maybe 0.5. Let's try 1 at first. And then what was the other thing I just said that I wanted to change? Oh yeah, stop generating boost pads every so often. That's probably the better idea here. The NP shouldn't... I'll just change it myself. Yeah. Okay, so add end piece to the dungeon. No, wait. I put an if statement in that I should not have kept there. Where'd that if statement go? There it is. There. All right, now I gotta go find that if statement I just changed. Here it is. Put it back. And then change how we do... What did I say? How the boost pads spawn. So end piece. Generate boost pads. Here we go. So we'll just do if random.shared.percent chance 0.1 that we just don't generate a boost pad. Intentionally skip some boost pads so that the player realizes that the floor is falling much faster. But we kind of want to skip them more at the beginning, don't we? Maybe we just skip. Maybe we just do like plus 32 here. Well, let's try it. Self-control after 2 days. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I think it's been helping me a lot. And like, I think my philosophy about what I'm accepting has changed slightly. Like I said, I might not have coded one of these functions the way that it's coded it, but I don't see any major performance problems with how it's coded it. So if I'm ever like, man, I can't make sense of this at all, I'll do something about it then. Because truly, that was steering my development already. The you ain't gonna need a principle. Like, hey, we need a shield power up. And it's like, all right, let's look at this sprite sheet. Here's our shield. Oh, look, there's a staff. Like, why don't we add in a staff power up too? And it's like, I have no plans for a staff power up. So why go code something that's not going to affect the game design? And it's the same with any functions you might add. And it's kind of the same with refactoring when it comes to a game. It's like, hey, this part of the game is working. The code isn't the cleanest, but it's working. And like, it's not causing any problems. It's not like it's lacking in performance or something. Hey, yo. Yeah, so let's try this out again. So now we do not generate consistent boost pads, and we also skip the first like half of one. So if I put this here, honestly, it's not really that obvious. Maybe we should just intentionally skip. Maybe we should just do it this way. Well, maybe this should be like plus 64. And do like num boost pads equals 0. Num boost pads plus plus. I typed bads. All right. What is I forgot the it's F2. Okay. Num boost pads. Okay, so I want to skip every so often. So if num boost pads percent like 8, is equal to 0, then continue. Yeah, let's try this. ABC. Yeah, there are no boost pads. Oh, we skipped them all. Actually, it turns out you don't need any, I guess. So maybe we should just go back to what we had here and just set the percentage much higher. Yeah, like 30% chance there's no boost pad. That should work. Yeah, I think that works. Collides with coding fun. Yeah. Yeah. I think my view of where I've derived fun from game development at least has changed. Like coding was a necessity before. So like you might as well find it enjoyable. And you might find ways to make it more enjoyable. But now it's not really a necessity, at least not human coding. So like, well, if you did any mental gymnastics to make it fun for yourself, you could undo those mental gymnastics. Make end room more frantic. I just removed a bunch of boost pads so that the player can see the floor catching up. Done, 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 done. Where are we at on usage? 17%. Oh, we're still at 17%. All right, let's go change this now. Whoops, did not mean to open that. Being only for single player, but it's working can sometimes mean risky bugs in multiplayer. I mean, it could mean, well, I don't think they're high risk bugs in single player, but it could mean bugs in single player still. I think it's just, it's like anything, right? Someone's got to own the code at the end. Is it you? Is it the AI? And if you're the only one making something, it's pretty much you. If you work at a company, it's easier to argue like, well, it could be anyone up the chain. It could be the owner of this feature, or the person who's running the project. But if you're the only person on a project, it's pretty clearly you. Change the upgrade boots and coin magnet chi to upgrade power-ups. It should grant a level in the shield. Should start granting a level in the shield power-up if possible. Yeah, this will just run locally. This is also such an easy change. We'll just set this to medium. There. All right, so this we're working on right now. And then we want to change this. This I'll trigger in a new branch. Or a new whatever. New work tree, dungeon racer. Do we need to plan this? No. I'll just copy everything over. Copy as markdown. Whoops. This one can be slightly higher, I guess. All right, I want to make a bunch of changes to coins in the Dungeon Racer subgame. Chests should drop an extra red coin every time they're opened. The first chest should drop the current set of coins. Then the next should add 1 red coin. Then the one after should add 2, and so on. This means that, I guess, like, we should cap this to dropping an extra 10 red coins at most. Or maybe 20. Yeah, 20 is fine. There should be no coin limit. Or maybe the coin limit could be set to 1,000. The coin limit should be raised to 1,000. After reaching 500 coins, the extra speed boost by getting coins should be... I don't even know what the maximum speed is right now. Dungeon race player. Maximum movement speed is 200. And 200 already feels pretty fast. So maybe you get an extra like 10 pixels per 100 coins. Should be 1 pixel per 10 coins. So that the extra 500 coins only... Did I say that correctly? 50 more? Did I say 50 more? I think I said 50 more. Only gives 50 pixels per second. And then when you fall while already in the endless dungeon... or no, how about just when you... Yeah, no, when you fall... knocks coins out of you, I guess. We do something based on your coin count. If you have at least 200 coins, we make you lose 100 coins. If you have 100 to 199 coins, we do nothing. And if you have... So actually this is... Yeah. If you have fewer than 100 coins, we spawn coins in a circle around the player such that you have at least 100. This should be done by using red coins, such that you end up with at least 100. All right, I think that's good. None of my code is original. Did it like solving a Rubik's Cube or a workout, just training that big muscle in my skull. Wait a sec. I think I might have missed what you meant by this message. Most stuff I use AI for is private projects, and their fast AI collides with coding fun. So this makes it sound like you want to code. And I'm not trying to say you're wrong or something here. Then this message, though, you say, I enjoy development more than coding. Do you miss coding? Oh, hey, Alex. Because I find that I do not really miss coding. Also, there's no shortage of opportunities for me to like clean things up if I wanted to. Like, it's nice making progress on these games. I still think when I break down like what's the most fun I have developing a game, and I don't know if this counts, but when I show someone the like finished work, well, finished in quotes, it doesn't have to totally be finished, for one of the first times, I think it's up there. And when I see someone like a stranger just sort of like understand the game, just get it, and yeah, I guess vibe with it. I think those are like, I searched on YouTube very frequently for like, hey, did anyone make any new Skeleseller videos? And I would watch a lot of these. And it was nice when someone was just like, oh yeah, we got to do this. And how do we do that? And oh, this feature already exists in the game or something. And I don't know, that was really cool. So if that's what I like best and we were optimizing for just that, it'd be like, well, we got to go as fast as possible through development. Now, I'm not trying to optimize for that necessarily. I am trying to go quickly enough, but that's my kind of default mode, I'd say. is trying to do things fast. But yeah, in terms of the actual development process, I think game design is pretty fun. It's interesting coming up with ideas. Although it's fun when you are making progress on that front. Sometimes you're faced with a hard problem and you don't make progress, and then that's not as fun anymore. Let me finish writing this plan before I start yammering. Drop an extra red coin every time they're open. First chest should drop. After maxing power-ups, drop an extra red coin. Subsequent time they're open. Yeah, that. Coin limit should be raised to 1,000 after you reach 500. Extra speed boost by getting coins should be 1 pixel per 10 coins. When you fall while already in the endless dungeon, we do something based on your coin amount. You have at least 300 coins. We make you lose 150. Maybe you just lose half. Make you lose half of your coins. Yeah, that's probably good. Make you lose half of the number above 100. Can't we just always do that? Yeah, how about that? If you have greater than 100 coins, we make you lose half of the number above 100, half of the difference between your amount and 100. So at 250 coins, you would lose 150 divided by 2. If you have fewer than 100 coins, we spawn. If you have, I guess we could say if you have greater than or equal to, because it'll just do nothing if you're at 100. If you have fewer than 100, we spawn red coins in a circle around the player such that you end up with at least 100. Okay, so how about this? We have all this set up correctly. Let's have it plan this. I don't think it's going to reveal too much. And then did I do something here? Yeah, I did something here. I made this cheat work, right? Kinda. I miss the understanding of the problem I get from coding. When starting the problem as a black box, coding allows me to see the cracks in the box, peel away the layers. So yeah. Yeah, I think problem solving is still important. You know, I feel like there are tie-ins here with life purpose, boredom, like providing value. So problem solving is a good way of exercising your brain, making you feel like you're doing something valuable, making it feel like your expertise mattered in getting to the solution to something. Like it's doing a lot for you. Probably produces some adrenaline too. Your body reacts to that. But asking a machine to do all that stuff for you probably doesn't have the same results. All right, nice. So now we can see the different shield graphics. And yeah, they all look good. And we should probably try that one more time and another time if we want. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't change. Well, I'll check this in, I suppose. Also, this should be dead simple code, right? Yeah, we change the name of that. Yep, that's totally good. And yeah, that's all fine. All right, allow cheating in the shield power up. That's done. Now we are on this. We're at 16%. I'm getting pretty hungry, actually. Needs input. How long should the escalating extra red coin count last after power-ups are max? Yeah. Definitely this. Between 500 and 1,000, should speed increase continuously or only at complete groups of 10? Nah, continuous is fine. When half the amount above 100 is not a whole coin. Sure, I don't care. Hey, Firm. What's your markdown instruction? Get that pause to choose? I don't have anything. It's just naturally doing that. I have it in plan mode. I think that's part of it. But even if it's not in plan mode, if it comes to something that's ambiguous, then it'll usually ask you about it. Right now, the vague plan in English is not the same. Yeah, I feel like there's some set of problems where I'm decent at solving them, but not the best, and I don't care to be the best. So as an example here, like I do some video editing for my YouTube videos or something, and I know some basic techniques, but I've never really looked into it too deeply. It's kind of based on feeling for some of this stuff, and yeah, maybe there's better ways I could do things. I'm not really evolving those techniques because I just don't make videos that often. So this would be a perfect place where I'm like, look, here's the general thing I want. I want to transition from here to here. Like, what's the best transition, or how do I make this highlight the information that I need, or what animation should go here? And I think some of this exists in coding as well. Like sometimes I need a state machine for something, but it's just easier for me to write the logic out. Like, okay, if condition one, do thing one, and then else if condition two, do thing two. And then at some point, I'm like, do I want to refactor this into a state machine now? How should the state machine look? Like, what do I need to accommodate in the future? So it is nice to kind of bounce some of these ideas off of AI, or just have it do those refactorings. And I have learned a decent amount, even not trying to learn, just trying to get AI to do my task, to be like, oh, wow, didn't think about doing it that way, or didn't think about this API that existed, or didn't even know about it, not to think about it. All right, raise coin cap to 1,000, add slower speed scaling, escalate fully upgraded chest rewards, and replace the endless fall reset with a requested coin penalty and recovery behavior. In the player coin logic, raise maximum coin count, preserve existing movement speed. Above that, add this much, add an endless fall adjustment method. Sounds good. Below 100, leaves the balance unchanged, returns number of red coins required to make that. That's good. For such chest, drops the current 5 green, 4 blue, 3 red, and 2 yellow. We'll add a lot more red coins. I wonder if we should have added yellow coins. Yeah, that's fine. Increment the counter after each coin chest opens, and record whether the player was already in endless mode. Preserve the existing behavior when already endless. Clear the old dungeon and loose coins as today. Apply the high balance penalty, or replace that. Recovery coins. Now I need to make them closer to you. Half loss rounding favors the player. Recovery coins may take the balance slightly above 100. That's fine. Save data remains intentionally in memory. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go implement it. One thing I don't like about using AI is that I tend to just doom scroll or do random things on my phone whenever I'm waiting. You know what I've found? And it's hard to do while streaming, at least, but I think there's a good mix for me of coding tasks and tasks that need decisions. Now, this does lead to a kind of decision burnout that a lot of people complain about with AI, where you're reviewing code and then you're thinking about, like, what do I do next? How do I frame it? But for example, figuring out how to change coins is something we did in the last little break that we have. So now we could go work on one of these other ones. I mean, we're pretty close to lunchtime, so I'm probably not going to spend too much longer. Actually, one of them we could do. Where did I write this down? I don't think we need to even change this. Yeah, this. Maybe being low on coins makes the falling floor catch up even faster. So, yeah, when you're at fewer than 100, maybe when you're at fewer than like 90. But I think I want to do this next. Yeah, I think I want to do that. So our prompt for this would be pretty simple. When at fewer than 100 coins, I want the falling floor in the Dungeon Racer subgame, oops, to catch up even faster. It should move at double speed when you're at just follow an exponential curve with these general points, they don't need to match exactly. So 10 coins would be like 5x speed. 50 coins would be 3x speed. And 90 coins would be 2x speed. This might be nuts. I have no idea. And 100 coins and above 1x speed. The other problem with this is that it's going to make it so that you can see the change as you get coins. Well, maybe not. I guess it depends on how many coins you get. What other issues might arise from this? Let me think about this a little bit more. Like, if you look at the falling floor right now, you never see its speed change. It doesn't change until you get to the final room. So like, it doesn't matter how many coins I pick up. So if you only had 10 coins, you'd be moving at this speed and the floor would just like immediately catch up to you. maybe 5x the speed is too fast. Because even going double the speed of this, like, I could outpace it by running at this speed, I guess. Yeah, maybe it should only be triple the speed. 3x, 2x. Yeah, like that. All right, well, let's try that at least. I think that's decent. And this should almost be done. It is, what is this? Allow temporary C# verification script. Man, okay, you know what? Let's allow this. Let's go change my, I'll just write a note about changing this. Change my .toml file so that C# scripts are allowed, like how GD scripts were. Or just have the AI make GD scripts for verification. It doesn't really matter what language it uses. So I guess I don't care. I guess we'll just expand the toml file thing. Something I noticed yesterday, and I kind of talked about this a little bit already, but we have this HUD inside the Dungeon Racer. It's got a portrait. It's got an animated coin. It doesn't look animated here. It's got the total amount of coins that you have. And then underneath, we can list out all the items you have. So in the game, it looks like this that you see. So if I do this, you see all the different items there. And if we take a little picture, it looks good. Like, I like this. I tried having AI make this. It did an incredibly shoddy job. And that's why these panels look kind of bad right now, is because I did this and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to add some like slightly dark rectangles with a radial border. So like this could look better, but AI did not do a good job at it. And I think it's especially bad when you give it a sprite sheet or something. Do I have one of these open? Yeah, something like this. And you're just like, okay, go find the staff and then like add that as an item and then go add this book as an item or something. Like it can probably identify it. You need to give it a bunch more context about, okay, this is a sprite sheet. So you can only take tiles that start from these coordinates. And yeah. All right, let's go try this out. So we changed how coins work. So if you fall, you can lose coins. And this is supposed to be combined with the movement speed thing. So let's go get 2 coins and fall. We should be at 101 when we fall. Yeah. Now let's go get hit a few times. Let's just get down to 0. Actually, you know what? Oh, we can't stop there. No, yeah, we can. There. Okay, so we're at 2. So now we're going to still be at 2, but a whole bunch of red coins should be around my character. Oh, there's going to be a huge problem. You don't have enough time to go grab them. You have to start with the ones here. It's fine now. But yeah, this is going to be a big problem. They need to be in a line like directly to the right of you. And even then, there's going to be an issue because if I triple the speed of the falling floor, you might not have any way to adjust this. Okay, so maybe we need to have a special starting piece that has the floor fall from like way over on the left so you always have enough time. I think we need to do that. Yeah, I think we need to do that. Okay, we need a special starting piece that has the floor falling way behind you. So you spawn to the right of that piece, or like not to the right. You spawn in the right half of that piece. That way you have enough time to collect the mercy coins when you fall with like 0 coins. All right, well, the code's working. The game design is not working. Yeah, we got enough here. We can recover. So at 1,000, you move this fast now. This is nuts. So fast. Yeah, very cool. Love it. Just this game has been a blast. It's been a blast to make. It's been a blast to play. And we're going to do some fun testing later today, which I think should be interesting. All right, so after leaving the game, there's a white flash. We should fade from white for whatever comes next. We're currently fading from black. All right, yeah, let's go review this code. Then I'm probably gonna get lunch. For more bananas. Ibucheros. That actually would be pretty funny. It reminds me of there was some Family Guy episode where Peter is running home. I think he got a golden ticket or something, and he's running home and he trips, and he just like it just shows him with his hurt leg for like 30 or 40 seconds. They like really belabor this scene. And it'd be kind of funny if you're doing all this, like you're killing enemies, you're running around, you're putting bombs down, and then you trip on a banana peel and your character's just they're just stuck there. And the floor will eventually fall out from beneath them. There's no recovering. I did not test the chest dropping of more coins here. I don't really care. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that this was working. We'll test it when we get to the fun test. I say that, but I do care. I'm gonna test it. So fine. Drop treasure chest coins. Yeah. Apply endless fall coin adjustment. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yep, looks good. Yeah. Oh, I should probably like save this file just so it gets any automatic formatting stuff. And maximum extra treasure chest red coin count. This shouldn't be in save data. Yeah, I'll put this in cleanup. And I do want to put a star next to this so I don't forget about this. I'll just do it now. Yeah. Shouldn't be... Or wait, no. This shouldn't be in the save data. I want the save data to be unbounded and limit the amount of coins you can get where this is used. Yeah, this can be medium. This is not a very difficult task. Oh, I gotta do this here. And work locally and medium again. No, there we go. But otherwise, this looks pretty good. All right, so change how coins work in the Dungeon Racer. We grant more from chess We make you lose or gain some when you fall. We increase the limit, and we make you run faster. Run up to 50 pixels per second faster when above 500. Yeah, so those are all the changes. This should probably already be done or very close to done because it's a very tiny change. Yeah, it's trying to build now. So it's probably already finished. And I don't think it's going to have a problem because this is so simple. And then I do want to look at the diff in here. Yep. Great, review. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. Good, cool. So save data should now be pretty plain here, right? Yep, we just added this. And then the usage of it comes from CoinDropper. CoinDropper now has the maximum at the top of the file, and it gets used in a clamp call down here. Yeah, great. And it did this the way that I wanted it to do this, but didn't feel like telling it to do. So I'm glad I figured it out itself. All right, awesome. Oh, wait. One thing. We got to test what happens when you go get the treasure chests. So I need maximum power-ups. Which means doing that 4 times. And then we just got to go find treasure chests. There's one. I did not look at my coin count, but I'm going to assume I just got 51 of those. We'll try to look at it the next time. Because the next time I think it should give me 56. There it is. Okay, so I'm at 184, so I should be at 240, I believe. That might be correct. I actually don't know how many it should be. But the next time, so it gave me 57. So the next time should be 62. So that we know for sure. So who cares what it was originally? As long as it's 62 next time, I'm fine. All right, here we go. So we're at that. We should be at 295. Yep, perfect. Okay, great. And I'm not even testing anything anymore. Let's just quit. All right, check it in. We're at 15%. All right, so I want to kick off one more little change here, and then go get lunch. Hang on one sec. Excuse me. Two-second 10K speed random direction, like when you step on a banana peel. All right, so it's gonna make another change over here. Local, everything looks good. And just copy paste this. Copy markdown. That is not copied markdown. What? Did I type something wrong? Markdown. I can't tell what's. Is something selected there? Is this my monitor? I honestly can't tell if something's selected over there. All right, now we got to figure out how the formatting of this gets super messed up. I press backspace and it selects an entire row and then deletes it. How do you stop this nonsense? All right, whatever. Let's do that. There. All right, so when it's fewer than 100 coins, I want the falling floor and the dungeon. I can't even delete the bullet point now. In the Dungeon Racer subgame to catch up even faster. It should follow an exponential curve with these general points. They don't need to match exactly. 10 coins or fewer, 3x, 50 coins, 2x, 100 coins above, 1x. Yeah, so I'm going to run this, and then we're just calling it here for now. So we've made it through quite a lot of the list. We're going to do as much of this in the afternoon as we can. I really want to get to that fun check. That's the important thing for today. And maybe we have some time to think about this question. But main goal for today is get to the fun test of the Dungeon Racer and figure out what else we can do. We'll need to make more rooms for this before doing this. Yeah. Okay, well, it's been 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's, not quite noon, but I am hungry, so I'm going to go get food. I'll be back in about an hour or so. and I'll stream for another probably 2.5 hours this afternoon, something like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I booked playtests starting on Thursday of this coming week. So in 6 days, I will have someone who has never seen the game before play the game and give some feedback. And I'm hoping it's positive. But as always, there's going to be some rough edges. There's going to be some improvements we got to make. And we'll start doing those in August, along with making a Steam page finally. So thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again after lunch. Have a good time. Take care, everyone.